Hiya, welcome to another session with myself. This particular lesson you're going to be looking at today is all about doubling your chances of achieving your goals from now on. I mean that. It's a very important lesson. Things like losing weight or building a business, whatever it is that you've been trying to do for a long time, quit smoking. Basically, I'm going to teach you how to a technique that you can use to change your subconscious blueprint for free, right here and now. That will double your chances of achieving your goals from now on. My name is Matthew Cleary, in case you're not aware of who I am. My company is Transcender Weight Limited. It's the #1 in combining cutting-edge personal development principles with Shen Men style monk training, and I am the author of Monk Secrets meditation program. So let's have a look at this together. Now, have you found that you just can't get yourself to make a change in your life, and you keep going around in circles? What I mean is you can't get it to stick. Yeah? I mean, you start a workout regime. Most of us have tried this one out, and it lasts a month, and you go back to your old habits, yeah? Now, most people already know to a degree what I'm getting at, but stick with me because it's a real deep, important point here that's going to make this so much easier for you. Now, how awesome would it be if you could get yourself to change without conscious effort? If you could naturally walk past the cake that you used to drool over and be totally uninterested, and love to work out just because it feels fun and you enjoy it? How cool would that be? If you could be that kind of person, then you'd lose weight rapidly. You wouldn't have to try, you wouldn't have to make an effort, it just feels natural to you. Then you'd be able to gain those goals without even having to think about it. You know, that's what we want. This applies to anything you want to achieve, but I know losing weight is a great example, okay? As many people want to improve their health and or their physical appearance. It's a general state of things. And, you know, the vast majority of I hope can connect with the examples I'm using here, so you can get a sense of what it is that needs to be done. Now, there are a few things that you need to handle to make this happen. I'm going to show you a couple of other, you know, bits and bobs in due course, but today I want to introduce you to one of the most important things here in this video. If you want long-term change sticking, you need the other components as well, though. You know, stick with me. I'll give you an option to be able to get signed up with me actually later so that you can find out more of this information as you go. Now, the subconscious mind runs the majority of the show. Probably heard this said before, okay? But I want you to see this from a new angle. It's like a hammer and a nail. You need the hammer and you need the nail if you want to do the job, okay? The subconscious mind is like the hammer. It does the main bulk of the work. It runs your heart. It has all the ideas that you've ever had, previous experiences stored up to be called on at will, okay? Its job is to be congruent, to prove you right, basically, or you'd be going a bit crazy, right? Okay, so then I want you to know that the conscious mind is the gatekeeper. It prevents the subconscious taking on new info that could be detrimental, okay? But also that could be useful. So it's a double-edged sword here. Although it protects you, it also sometimes just keeps you stuck, going around bad cycles. Because bear in mind that up until about 6-7 years old, your predominant state was one of absorbing information around you rapidly in the subconscious state so that you could survive because you needed to you know, to make sure your parents didn't kick you to the curb. And there's a lot to learn when you're little to make sure that you're going to be able to eat, sleep, and get your basics provided for. Once the mind is happy that that's been sorted, you're then ready to rock, and your conscious mind kicks in as almost like a locking mechanism to keep all the rest of the naff out and make sure that you pay attention to what's important and what you've learned from your parents. Sometimes we learn really bad things from our parents. Hence, it's important that you know how to sidestep, okay? But the conscious mind is like, you know, it's like the nail in that it's how you focus. And what you consistently focus on, the subconscious mind deems important, okay? Basically, it starts beating that nail into wherever wherever it's aimed. So it's important that you're aware of this when you're deciding where to pay your attention to, when it comes to your conscious mind as well. So, I'll get into that another time, but in short, you need to pay attention to what you do want, not on what you don't want. Now, the hammer does the hammering though, okay? It's all about what can take the nail out as well as it's yet again the hammer. This is the same thing. The majority of the work, anything that really needs to be done, you should be using the hammer, not the nail, to get it to do the job. If you try and pull a nail out of a wall with physical effort, it's a strain. If you try and change yourself consciously instead of dealing with the subconscious, it's an effort, it's a strain. It's nigh on impossible. It takes a lot longer to achieve the ability to do that, if you ever achieve it. To be fair, I think the analogy doesn't even go completely as far, because if you really tried for long enough, you'd probably be able to develop enough strength to pull a nail out of a wall. But there's not a single person on the planet that can achieve enough conscious willpower to overcome the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has to work with you for you to achieve that level of, what's required. So, so yeah, even to make the changes of taking that nail out the wall, the easiest way to do it is to use the hammer. Okay, it's the path of least resistance. So, nevertheless, the conscious and subconscious are interdependent and mutually supportive. Because if you couldn't choose where to focus consciously, anything could get into the the subconscious mind and just start messing with your programming. You'd be hammering everything in sight. All right. There'd be a lot more people doing crazy stuff in the streets, and it's challenging enough as it is already. So imagine what would happen then. So the subconscious doesn't know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something you actually experience. And for this reason, we're going to use imagery and feeling to create a change. Now, the subconscious also operates on the level of feeling very succinctly. So if you deal with these areas very clearly, that will make a big impact. I'm only going to deal with one area of subconscious programming. You can use affirmative statements as well. A lot of people work on that. But today I want to look through visualization with you, and I want to help you to understand how that relates. So I want to talk about a study of athletes. In Olympic golf training, one group visualized their ball going into the hole every time, and then improved by about 30%. Okay. Another group visualized missing the hole over and over, and their results dropped by 21%. Pretty drastic, a 51% difference total between those who were visualizing the thing they didn't want, and then those who were visualizing what they did want as if they'd already achieved it. Now, imagine about the things that you've done in your life where you've gone, you keep seeing something going wrong over and over again. You keep seeing yourself eating that piece of cake that you didn't want to eat and feeling guilty afterwards, but loving it in the moment because, it tastes so good, and blah, blah, blah. And you visualize it and you see it happening, and you keep seeing it over and over again, and so you just do it inadvertently. You end up being in that 21% drop because you keep seeing it over and over again. If you were to replace that, you'd see a 30% increase in your ability to not like cake, not be bothered by it because it means something else to you, that you have a different reaction. The third group just did physical practice, and they improved by 11%. So actually, the people who were doing visualizations, okay, during their practice and before and after, they were the ones who had the massive increase. They had 19% more increase than those who just purely did physical practice. That's pretty impressive. You think times that 19% over 2-3 years, and it would be exponential. There was another one done with Russian Olympians, okay? One group was given 25% visualization, 75% action, okay, physical practice. Another one was 50% visualizations and 50% practice, and then another was no visualization at all, 100% action, okay? Now, a lot of you will probably have guessed who were the winners out of this lot, and I know it's surprising, but I'm going to explain to you why in a moment. As you probably have guessed, the 75% visualization did the best. So why is that? You're probably wondering. I'm going to give you a little bit of science behind that, and then we can get to doing something. You build neural pathways in the brain through this practice, okay? Your subconscious mind has to believe something is possible before it can achieve it as well. Now, that's quite important. What I'm trying to say here is that your subconscious mind dictates your actions, your beliefs. Okay, so if you see yourself doing something over and over again, your subconscious mind, because it doesn't know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that actually occurs, it starts to believe that it's possible. It starts to see you as the kind of person that can do this. And when you see the circumstance arise, you'll have thoughts pop into your head that back that up, like, I can do this, I am this kind of person, I don't do that. And it's just like an identification process that builds up, okay? Your subconscious mind runs the majority of the show, as I said earlier. So that includes digestion of food, how much muscle you can amass, what you eat, from what you eat, sorry. So the amount of muscle you'll gain from the food that you've eaten, how it gets transformed, your metabolic rate. All this stuff gets run by your subconscious mind and the body on autopilot, okay? So if you start planting seeds of being healthy, being strong, being fit, being really in the moment, being effective, your body will start to change. your body's reaction will shift because your subconscious mind has an influence on it. Okay? Scientifically proven. Check it out. You'll see what I mean. That is a fact. It's incredible the level of power that comes from sidestepping your conscious mind, starting to work with the subconscious. Okay? I'm barely even scratching the surface here with you folks as well. There's so much more I can teach you about this stuff. This is to get you going. This is to get the ball rolling, get you to get an experience of this for yourself so you can start to see for yourself how powerful this can be. It also determines your muscle memory, okay? Muscle memory has corresponding neural connections in the brain, as I was mentioning. You know, you're building neural pathways when you visualize this stuff. But also, those neuro connections are interlinked with your muscle memory, okay? So when you start firing off these neural, you know, sparks, you start making connections in the muscle memory as well before you even take the action. Not just that, you might change your emotional reactions, your thought processes. All these things can shift if you can visualize clearly yourself doing this thing you want to do. So when you visualize, you fire off these in the right sequence basically to equate with the mental picture. And as you practice doing so, it becomes more and more your natural response. How awesome is that? I know, I get pretty excited, but it's how I feel about it. It's amazing, absolutely amazing to know this stuff because it can really transform your life on multiple levels. Okay, so 5 steps to effective visualization that I want you to take. The first one, you must get clear on what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, why? Because if you don't know what you want to achieve, like specifically, how are you ever going to know how to get there? Okay, plus the other thing is, if you really know what you want to achieve and you see it clearly, your subconscious mind will start to give you tips about how to get there. All right. Then I want you to decide what kind of characteristics you need to have. What kind of person do you need to be to make that possible? Okay? You are, at the deepest level, already perfect and whole. Everything about you is incredible. You have all the tools and everything you require to get the results that you're after. It's just you haven't necessarily had the strategies to back up, at this stage, the kind of results that you want to achieve. Okay? So you need to know what characteristics are you going to have? What needs to be built in? Do you need to be the kind of person whose your characteristics are, I love to work out. Absolutely love to work out. It's great. I get excited by it. It makes me feel happy. I love the feeling of when I finish working out, like feeling elated, and the feeling of like that my body's had a good workout makes me feel happy. And a cake and things like that. Nothing tastes as good as thin feels. None of that. I don't want any of that because thin is amazing. It makes me feel fantastic, and there's nothing in the world that could replace that in importance. Get me? I think you're starting to get the idea. Just getting an idea about how that person would think, what kind of way you want to be, what characteristics you'd have in the respect of being quite diligent, being determined, whatever. But you get the idea, all right? I'm not going to flabber on too much. Now, the next thing that you need to be able to do is then you need to be able to pay attention for a small amount of time without being easily distracted. Now, I've put in brackets on the presentation here, as you'll see, monksecrets.com. Monks-secrets.com. Okay, MONKS hyphen SECRETS.com. Now, I want you to go there and sign up to my email list. Two reasons. Okay? One, first of all, excuse the horn from the car there going by. One, first thing I want you to know is that when you sign up for my list, okay, you're going to get far more access to presentations like this one that you've seen today. I love helping people. I'm always looking for new ways to grow and to serve and to improve not only the quality of my life, but the quality of other people's lives by sharing this information. When you're on my list, you're going to get access to incredible info that other people charge a lot of money for, but you're also going to get access to great offers and just trainings generally, you know. So I'm not one of these guys that just pitches at people constantly. When you're on my email list, you're not going to get spam to hell. You're going to get some great info, and it's going to be well worth you having done so for the sake of a couple of seconds of your time. But what's even better is I'm actually going to give you a free training on meditation that is worth really a conservative hundreds of dollars, okay? But I've actually put on that it's $47.99 really, because that's what potentially I could sell it for, okay, as a program training. It's quite short, but it's so effective that the results you'll get from it far surpass many things that you'll have ever come across, okay? It's going to be in a setting like the one you're in today, and I actually walk you through within 39 minutes in the bonus video exactly how to do mantra style meditation and how to step out of your thought processes and to relax completely. This is going to give you one of those keys you need to be able to access your subconscious, to learn how to relax, be peaceful and be happy, okay? It's going to be awesome, and you're going to get this for nothing. I'm really, really excited about this. I'm so proud of that little bit of training, and I know that it's going to help a lot of people, you included, if you want to pop over there and take advantage of it. Okay. Then you need to relax completely. Okay. You can use the meditation to achieve that too, so you get the double whammy both at once. Okay. And remember a time where you were on the beach or someplace really relaxing. If you don't want to do this meditation, you could just do that. Just relax completely. Remember time you're on the beach, visualize something like that. That'll help you to get relaxed and let go of the body and just really just chill. Okay. So the final step, the fifth step, and the all important step, the actual visualization. Everything you've done up to now is prep, and you must do it because, well, unless you want to make it 20 times harder for yourself. Because if you don't relax, it's harder for your subconscious to absorb information. Okay, because you'll be in the beta state. I don't know if that's ever been explained to you, but I'll talk to you about that in another video. There's not time for it here. I want you to imagine living in that situation where you were not doing too great at. Okay, I want you to imagine yourself acting like you would like to be, because you've got a clear picture now of what it needs to be. I want you to see yourself achieving that, okay, and going through that situation. You could just say, you imagine yourself walking past the cake aisle in the supermarket and not even noticing it, and then just going straight to the fruit aisle because that's what excites you. It makes you go, oh, that's what makes you salivate. You're really excited about it, okay? You could imagine eating a piece of cake and it tasting horrible to you, and you just being, oh my God, it's horrible. I can feel it messing up my body. And then imagine yourself eating a piece of fruit and tasting it, going, oh my God, it's gorgeous. You know, seriously, situations like this that would usually get you, okay, that's what you want to do. Because if you haven't got a cake in your house, you're not going to eat it, okay? So the root source place where you can beat this is by literally like training yourself to respond differently in the supermarket, training yourself to respond differently when you walk in your house at the end of the day after a day's work, and you feel great about the idea of exercising. If you visualize yourself doing this in first person consistently, you'll start to go in, okay? Must be first person. You've got to imagine yourself living this out perfectly in first person. I want you to do it slowly at first and carefully until you've built up a clear, vivid detail of being there. I want you to see, feel, hear, whatever works for you, the situation as you would like it to be. You might be like, oh, I don't see things clearly. Don't worry about that, okay? It's important to bring the feeling in as well. You can use statements, but try and work on your visualization because that will really help enhance the process and try and see it as clearly as you can, okay? And you must repeat this 3 times or more because the subconscious mind won't just take it on if you see it once, okay? Repetition is the mother of skill, and the subconscious mind takes things on the basis of focus and repetition. If you do things more than 3 times in one go, that's generally seen as an important thing. If you meet someone for the first time and you hear their name, if you repeat their name in your head and look at them 3 times or more, you're much more likely, considerably more likely to remember it, okay? Techniques like this. This is so powerful. I figured this out literally yesterday about the 3 times thing, okay? And it makes such a huge difference. So, and you're just getting this for nothing. So I know you're getting it for free, okay? But do not take this for granted because this is like years and years and years of my work here that you're getting for nothing, all right? But most people will charge for this. I'm telling you now, most people will charge for this, all right? Great, it's been a pleasure talking to you. This is pretty much the end of the training today. Obviously, if you have any questions or anything, you can join my email list. Just to learn more, obviously, about the meditation, you can stabilize the mind enough to do these life-changing exercises easily that I've been talking to you about. If you can't focus, it's going to be a nightmare for you. Even if you can focus, if you want to get more peace in mind, if you want to take it to the next level, my training will help you with that, okay? You just have to go to monks-secrets.com, okay? Remember the hyphen, and remember the S at the end of monks, monks-secrets.com, okay? Subscribers get access to even more life-changing strategies for success and peace of mind. I work hard to look after people, and I want you to have your own experience of this stuff now. I was like dangling on a string for many years, just going round and round in circles, and you will find by being on my list, you'll find a steep learning curve happen. Okay, so it's been a real pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for taking the time to learn with me today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and please give me your feedback. Let me know what you think of the video. If you're looking on my website here, because I'm putting this video all over the place, feel free to comment below the video wherever you can. And when you sign up for Monk Secrets, if you want to chat to me, you'll see details in the bottom of the email for my support desk, and you can come and give me a shout over there as well and say hello. All right, it's really, really lovely doing this for you, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.